Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. As you can see, today I'm going to be doing a auntie journal video. So I've been working on a lot of pages recently, so I am super excited to show you, and I'm hoping that in the next few months I will be able to do a final flip through of my auntie journal. So as you can see, the book is getting quite big. It doesn't really close anymore and it kind of just falls open, but I'm going to eventually have to figure out a way to keep it closed just because it's really difficult to work in right now. But let's get started. So this first page that I have says, what is auntie journaling? Auntie journaling is a route to creative discovery, a way of seeing things differently. It's journaling outside of the box. So then what you're supposed to do is write over this page, avoiding the box, I will not make boring art. So I started by coloring the background in some random colors, and then around the outside I used some random scrapbooking letters to write I will not make boring art, and then I just added some glitter and other random art supplies that I kind of just thought would make the page look even weirder. But that is the first page. Okay, so this next page says you will find fresh meaning. So pretty much what you're supposed to do is open up a book at a random spot and then cut the words from the beginning of each line and then rearrange them. So I got a book and I pretty much just put them into a random order. There's no sense of meaning in here, but that's okay. And then you're probably wondering, what is this circle? So pretty much on the other side of the page, the prompt says, cover every inch of this journal, and so on. And then over here, it's kind of covered in paint, but pretty much you're supposed to cut out the circle and then flip it around. So that's why it looks like this. So for this background I use watercolor, and then this background I use some acrylic paint, and then I ended up covering it in packing tape to kind of or to tape this back in. Yeah, I really like how this page turned out, and I think it's something different from some of my other pages. So moving on. This next page says, on the left hand side it says be quiet with lines, and then on the right hand side it says be bold with lines. So for this page I wanted to do a cohesive picture, but then implement each of the prompts on either page. So I did this like countryscape with a little town and a mountain scape at the top. So pretty much I drew it out, and then I outlined the left hand side of the page with a super fine liner, and then on the right hand side I used just a normal marker or something, and then I colored them in with the same marker. But I really like how this page turned out. It took me a long time, but I'm really happy with it. Okay, so this next page that I did is on the left hand side, and it says don't hold back, attack. So I was kind of not really sure how to do this page or what to do for it, so I decided to do a lion, and then it's on like a pop-out thing, so when you open up the book it pops forward. It's kind of hard to see, but I like how the lion turned out. I'm not a fan of the background color that I chose, but that's okay. Every page doesn't have to be my favorite, but that's how this page turned out. Okay, this next page says create love, and I had started this page a bunch of times and I didn't really know where to take it, so I decided to go with the most cliche thing I could think of, which was Valentine's Day. So I decided to make a bunch of little Valentine's Day cards on the page. I guess they're not really cards, they're more like just like random hearts, but I used a bunch of different types of pink scrapbooking paper and glitter and sequins and marker and stuff like that. And also I added this bow on the corner of the page, and it's pretty standard, but I mean, that's okay. Okay, this next page says, or actually I covered the prompt, but pretty much it was like take a random object and the random object becomes art. So I used a bread clip because that was like the first thing that I could think of, and I decided to make it into a boombox. So the background, or it's actually all watercolor and a little bit of acrylic paint as well, but Pretty much I did this all on a piece of watercolor paper, and then I glued it in and then just wrote boombox on the bottom. Okay, so this page says describe your life in 10 words, and pretty much what I did is just wrote out 10 things that I seem to do the most of in my life, and I put them on this piece of paper, and then I ended up decorating it with a bunch of like leafy botanical doodles and colored that in with some markers. I did this all on a separate piece of scrapbooking paper and then glued it in, just because I'm finding it really difficult to work in this book because the pages are so oh, a page just fell out because the pages are just kind of so full and the book is getting really big, but that's kind of how I'm working around at the end. Whenever I end up doing art journals, that's kind of what happens, where I have to do the pages outside of the book and then glue them in just because it's really difficult to work inside. So now onto the page that fell out. I'm not really sure where this went because I didn't glue it in yet, but pretty much it says leak ink and then tilt. So I used food coloring because that was like the only type of ink that I could think of at my house, and then I just put this cat on with this space type of cloud. So I need to figure out where that goes, but until then I will just keep it out of the book. And this last page that I'm going to show you today says journey through your mind. Start at happy, move one stop, and then write down the next word you think of, then continue. So I started over here and just kind of wrote random words, and then every once in a while I ended up drawing the word that drawing the picture that corresponds with the word. So I have a bird here, a flower, birthday cake, sprinkles, a cactus, and a cat, and a balloon. And paint, and then the background is all done in watercolor, and for each of the words I wrote them out with a gold marker on different colors of scrapbooking paper. And overall I'm actually happy with how this page turned out, considering how simple the prompt is, but yeah, that's how it turned out. So those are all the pages I'm going to be showing you for today. Hopefully this auntie journal will be done in like July or August of this year, because I really want to start working more on my Create This book. But until then, I will be working through this and hopefully showing you guys some more pages as I complete them. So yeah, that is all I have to say. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.